So what don't we like from your San Antonio Spurs in the preseason?
You are Locked On Spurs, your daily San Antonio Spurs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Friday. Welcome back to Locked On Spurs. We're in the Locked On NBA Network. I'm your host, Jeff Garcia, Spurs writer for Kens 5 San Antonio. Glad to have you back. Subscribe on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Kens 5 Plus app, YouTube. Be an everydayer. I know you guys are, so keep on being that everydayer. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. So what are we talking about today? As you can see on your screen, we're going to be looking at the Spurs in the preseason and what we don't like that we're seeing on the court from your silver and black. Now, recall a couple episodes ago, we did a focus on what we do like, but we got to look at the other side of the coin. What don't we like? What should the Spurs be improving on? What should it be focused on as far as fine-tuning before the real deal, the regular season starts? We're going to be looking at that. We're going to pick out one Locked On Spurs fan comment on today's episode of Locked On Spurs. Let's bring in our guest. He is Rudy Campos. Join us via audio for this episode because he's such a busy man. Be sure to follow him on the Sports Answer. More on that later, how you can join the fun, subscribe on the YouTube, and just what it's all about. Rudy, welcome back to Locked On Spurs.
Thanks, Jeff. Catching me in between flights here going to my next destination.
I hear you. And that's no problem. But I'm just glad you're taking time out of your busy schedule to join us here on Locked On Spurs. We're just going to dive into it. So the Spurs are, undefeated in preseason. Jalen Harper's looking good. Wemby's looking spectacular. The list goes on and on. They're playing very well. But it is with preseason. The preseason means work on things that maybe you're not doing right. And for the Spurs, I feel like we may be nitpicking here, but there are some areas of concern. Rudy, you are the guest. Kick us off. What don't you like from your silver and black?
It's hard to say because it's preseason, like you mentioned, and we're nitpicking, and that's kind of a tough thing to do here. But there's two certain aspects of the game, and I'm taking the three games that are after they played the Long Lions. And one of them is turnovers. I mean, they're averaging, and that's something that I would like to see cleared up come regular season. I know the reason why turnovers are so high is because you've got a ton of guys in and out of the lineup. You got a lot of rookies. But one in particular, Victor has kind of made some mistakes and he's been kind of turnover prone. Some of them have been offensive fouls, which I am all okay with. But at the same time, you just want to take care of the better regular season. The other thing that I've got mentioned is it's kind of a, Victor, he's bodying the people a little bit more in the paint, which is just going to cause the turnovers. But I want to see him get his turnovers down going into the season. Overall, the turnover game for the Spurs has to be, addressed. They are averaging, like I said, right around that 17 turnovers per game. But free throw shooting, Jeff, is a real big nitpicking part for me. They're shooting right about 75% from the free throw line in this preseason. When you're talking about a team trying to improve, get to that next level, they've got to shoot their free throws at about an 80 to 85%, mark as a team. Why? Because those 1, 2, 3, 4 points you get from the free throw line are the difference between you winning those close games and not. So free throw shooting has to improve by San Antonio. But again, it's preseason. We're going to nitpick everything we got.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good point. And I'm looking at the turnover issues here. Yeah, Victor through 4 preseason games played, 19 turnovers. 19 turnovers. His assist to turnover ratio is like nothing. It's literally nothing. It's 19 assists, 19 turnovers. So it's every assist he makes, he coughs it up one more time. So that needs to be fixed. Another person who's been turning the ball over a lot during the preseason is David Jones Garcia, 9. But again, he'll likely not play much in San Antonio. And you're looking at a young kid like Carter Bryant with 8 turnovers, Luke Kornet with 5. You definitely need to be cleaning that up as the regular season inches because they can't afford to drop some of these early games. Their early schedule shows them playing some lightweight teams, teams they should beat on paper. And if turnover is going to be a sign of, just basically gifting W to the other team, you got to clean that up ahead of the regular season. But no, absolutely right. Turning the ball over it's just deflating. It can change the whole aspect, tidal wave of a game. The list goes on and on. Yeah, and get this too, Rudy. Victor with a 28.8% turnover ratio in the preseason. Now, Rudy and I, we get it. It's just preseason. We don't want to make too much of it. But hey, that's what it's here for. And we don't like what we're seeing on the turnover issue. They better clean that up ASAP. You mentioned free throw shooting. I don't think it was a problem last year, was it? I think they were kind of like in the middle, right?
Offhand, I think they didn't have much of a problem last year. And, before fans kind of crucify us, don't get me wrong, 75%, 76% for a team, it's really good. It's probably middle of the pack, maybe a little bit higher than middle of the pack. But again, this is a young team in some perspectives. If they're going to win those close games at the end, think about it. They're up 3, they're up 2 against a team like the Oklahoma City Thunder. Chances are they're going to get fouled. They're going to be sending guys to the free throw line, being confident, being ready to knock down those free throws in crucial moments. That's what you want to see at the free throw line. That's why you want that percentage to be up to around 80, 85% as a team, because then you know what? You have confidence in your players. Excuse me, it tends to be when I see your screen starting to like turn. Like you're
interesting. Okay. Well, we'll continue. All right, here we go in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, free throws, turnovers, that seems to be just fundamental stuff that they still got to clean up in the preseason. They only got one more game, and then the real deal starts. I think they ended up against Indiana at home today. So hopefully they can work on that. But, it's definitely hard to nitpick a 4-0 preseason team for Silver and Black. They're undefeated. They're winning. But if I look at some of the games they've had, I'm going to pull them up here. I think defensively, they're kind of like letting teams score like over 100. Had 130 points by the Jazz in the preseason. That you cannot let teams score that much. Their defense, and look, I think they're going to be one of the best defensive teams in the NBA this upcoming season. But you cannot be giving up 134 points to the Jazz. And again, I get it. Preseason, they're probably playing their B team out there at that point. But that's bothering me so far this preseason is how many points they're allowing to score. And sure, Victor's not playing a full game. Steph Castle hasn't been playing up until recently. You're putting rookie Carter Bryant out there, Dylan Harper out there, who statistically is being rated poor defender on Synergy Sports. So keep that in mind. But what else don't we like from your San Antonio Spurs? Let's talk about that right here on Locked On Spurs with Rudy Campos of Sweep the League. And make sure to follow him on X at Sweep the League. Follow me on X at Jeff G Spurs Zone.
Let's talk about Wayfair. The holidays are going to be here before you know it, which is exciting, but getting your home ready for guests and celebrations can feel like a lot. Maybe you serve wear needs or refresh, or the guest room could use a new bedding. Wayfair has everything you need to get your home holiday ready, from Christmas trees to wreaths to bedding, cookware, outdoor inflatables. It's your one-stop shop for every room in the house. Wayfair makes it easy to personalize your home for the holidays with a huge selection of every style and budget, with free and easy delivery. Even on the big stuff, you can get everything you need without the hassle of huge deliveries. Look, if you recently ordered something for new holiday decor from Wayfair and it's completely transformed your living room, then you did the right thing by going to Wayfair. Wreaths, throw pillows instantly make your space feel warm and festive. And you'll love how easy it is to find pieces that fit your style and budget. Everything in one place. And checkout was a breeze. Get organized, refreshed, and ready for the holidays for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home.
We're back right here on Locked On Spurs, joined by Mr. Rudy Campos to close it out for the week here on Locked On Spurs. He's with the Sports Answer. More on that later. We're talking about what don't we like from your Silver and Black in preseason play, despite them being undefeated at 4-0. Now, Rudy and I highlighted three things really: the defense, how many points they're allowing, free throw shooting, and turnovers. But one of the things that I don't like about this preseason is we still haven't seen this team at full power. Through no fault of their own, De'Aaron Fox got hurt. The hamstring. Sohan hasn't been playing. Castle barely got into the preseason swing. But I think the lack of time to develop chemistry hopefully doesn't hurt the Spurs once the regular season begins at Dallas. So, and it was also a good thing, too. If you look at it, the one side of the coin, it's bad because this team can't get going. this team cannot see De'Aaron Fox and Wemby develop that 1-2 punch that many think is going to be deadly. Again, that's delayed, so I don't like that in the preseason. So, but at the same time, it's good because, well, then Dylan Harper gets burned because Castle's been out. Well, then it's good. You can evaluate other players with Fox being out, give them those minutes to see who's going to make the roster. But the overarching thing for me that I don't like is we're still not seeing a full team on the court developing chemistry, which is going to be needed considering the West is just loaded. I mean, think about this, Rudy. This Spurs team can get 45 wins, and they'll still be like, man, we're still in that playoff. We're still in the play-in hunt, and that's how crazy it is. What are your thoughts about lack of chemistry not being a good thing this preseason?
I can probably agree with you for the most part on the lack of chemistry part, but again, like you mentioned, it's no fault of their own. You know, De'Aaron Fox had the hamstring or the injury that he's got. Sohan has the injury that he's got going on. But at the same time, let's kind of rewind to last year. De'Aaron Fox did come into the Spurs at the trade deadline. He did build a rep with Victor Wembanyama. Mm-hmm. They did have somewhat of an offseason together as well. So, I mean, it's not like De'Aaron's not necessarily practicing either. He's still in the mix. He's still doing little things here and there with the team. Just not playing right now with the guys. But I'm not so concerned on the chemistry part when it comes to him and Victor. I'm more concerned of the chemistry between Dylan Harper and Victor to start the season, knowing that De'Aaron Fox is going to be out. The reason why is because Harper's a rookie coming in. He did have a setback, with the surgery that he had. He has been playing very, very well. But again, when you're playing preseason games, it's not against the top competition right away. You're only paying, 16, 17 minutes for that during the preseason game. Night in, night out, you're going to get a lot of the best defenders, a lot of the best, scorers in the league. So that's the more of the chemistry that I want to see built early on in the season between Harper and Wemby right now.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure tonight versus Indiana, we're going to see a full dress rehearsal for this team with Dallas looming. So I think minus probably obviously is Fox and maybe Sohan, but this will be it. You're likely going to see Wemby play close to a full game. Castle get out there, Harper get his minutes in. So this could be a further sign to see how potent this team can be. But through 4 games already, that lack of having a full team out there, I think may hurt the Spurs to start the season. And of course, as we mentioned, to start the season, they do have a quote unquote soft schedule, games that they should win. And it'd be a nice pad to have, considering they're in the Western Conference here. Now, really, in the first segment, I brought up about how many points they're allowing to score. So it started off strong, but again, it's hard to count this game because they were playing against the Lions, that the Chinese team. They only allowed 88 points. But if you take away that one, it started off again strong against Miami. They allowed 107. In today's NBA, that's really well. That's really good. But again, allowing 130 points for the Jazz and then 108 points by the Pacers. Sure, I may be nitpicking here, and that's good. But again, I like to see them just do a little bit more effort to try to keep teams at 100 or maybe a little bit below. Rudy, do you think another bad thing for this team in preseason is that, and it kind of links back to chemistry here, is that this may leak into the new season? And what I mean by that is once Fox is cleared to play, Sohan is back, these guys that are in preseason play are getting kind of like minutes and a little bit of a rotation. Do you think that might just set back the Spurs being at full power? Like, let's just say right now they got full power, everybody's healthy, but man, we got to get the chemistry going. So that's going to push it off more time, maybe another 2-3 weeks, a month before they get going.
No, absolutely not. I don't think so. I think the chemistry is going to be well to begin with. Once you insert guys like De'Aaron Fox and Jeremy Sohan, guys that have been a part of the organization already as of last season, the chemistry is still going to be there. I think, no player on this team, even good rookies like Carter Bryant or Dylan Harper, are going to have any issues with minutes, kind of getting kicked back where maybe Carter Bryant might be getting, 16 minutes, 17 minutes a game. Yeah, Sohan comes back, maybe back down to 14 minutes a game. I don't think he has an issue with that. Same with Dylan Harper. I actually think that there's going to be a very good rotation between Harper, Fox, and Castle. I think they're going to all play just about equal minutes, so there shouldn't be any issues at all. I think chemistry is going to be good. It's just more of the chemistry on the court. Remember, Victor's got to get used to Dylan Harper coming in. He's already been used to De'Aaron Fox, so he's got to get used to another guy playing point guard. He's used to Steph Castle, but again, Steph Castle can't be out there the entire game running the point guard position. So you don't have a guy like Trey Jones or somebody from last year or a couple of years back who Victor had a rep with. So that's the reason why I say chemistry for me is mainly between Harper and Victor to see if they can kind of keep that going where him and Fox had that same rep last season.
Yeah, exactly. And look, there's so many other things that obviously lead to more positive and more reasons why Spurs fans should be excited. But these are just kind of nitpicky things that you like to see the team clean up. But we didn't even mention this. Kelly Olynyk, he hasn't played a lick in the 4 games in the preseason. How they're going to integrate him. I think he could be one of those unsung heroes for the Spurs. They just say it's a tight game. You need that veteran know-how, that savvy, a key assist, a key 3, a key defensive move. So Olynyk's going to be needed to be integrated. But all in all, if you put it on the scale, Rudy, right now, preseason play, it heavily leans towards, there's a lot of good to talk about and a little bit of bad. And that's what it feels like right now. And should make the Spurs fans excited, huh?
Yeah, it should be an exciting season. The Spurs, they went into offseason. They accomplished what they needed to do. They nailed the draft, A+ on the draft. Yeah. They got they got the reserves. They got the guys they needed to sign in the offseason. But I wanted to ask you this because this is something for Locked On Spurs fans to think about. Kelly Olynyk coming onto the team. What is your expectations of him? Because if I'm looking at it, he feels like he provides that, and this is going old school here, but he provides that Jerome Kersey, that, Kevin Willis type of player, come in maybe 10 minutes a game, maybe 8 minutes a game. Like how do you think he's going to fit into this rotation? Because with Kornet playing, with Sohan, with Victor, is there going to be a lot of minutes there for him to take, the 15, 16 minutes a game? Some fans think so. I think he's going to be, right around that 10, 11 minute a game per se. But again, I'm curious to know what the fans and what you think about Olynyk's role with the team.
I think you nailed it there. I think with Kornet and Wemby showing out in the preseason, and then, Barnes still playing well, Vassell, Keldon's, by the way, Keldon, we're not talking enough about Keldon. So far this preseason, he is just really good. But yeah, I think I guess you can pile that under the, what we don't like is that Olynyk hasn't been playing, and we don't know how he'll fit into the rotation. And again, through no fault of their own, he had stuff going on, injuries and personal too. So, that's something those Spurs would definitely need to fix ahead of the real deal. And, I look at it, and if Kornet and Wemby are playing the way they are, and maybe Olynyk will have to go to the 4, maybe.
Plus I'm not mistaken, forgive me, but they still also signed Bismack Biyombo. So,
yeah.
There's different, and I'm okay with Olynyk being, the 11th or 12th guy come in and spell minutes here and there for the big guys. I'm perfectly fine. He's perfectly capable of that. I just don't know how excited Spurs fans should be, given that Olynyk's on the team. They're more excited for Kornet. Yeah. So where does that leave Olynyk as in what kind of role? I love the fact that if he's that Kevin Willis type of guy, spell minutes here and there, I'm fine with that. They had Charles Smith at one time from back in the day as well.
I forgot about that guy.
Yeah, someone that can come in who's got experience that just kind of spells the guys here and there.
All right, well, there you have it. Our thoughts on what we don't like from your San Antonio Spurs. Again, a few things, but all signs are pointing to a lot more good than bad. Tell us what you think about your Spurs in the preseason. Maybe a couple things you don't like what you're seeing, or maybe a lot more that you like what you're seeing. Let Rudy know on X at Sweep the League. Let me know by going to Locked On Spurs YouTube page, leaving a comment. We'll react to it in a future episode of Locked On Spurs. And that's exactly what we're going to do right now. We're gonna pick one Locked On Spurs fan comment and react to that coming up next right here on Locked On Spurs.
The NFL season is here, and FanDuel is making sure you're ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. You'll love FanDuel because it just fits everything you need. You can build a same-game parlay.
do player props, jump into live action as the action unfolds. Make every moment more exciting, whether you're watching your team or just keeping an eye on your fantasy lineup. Quick, easy, the best way to add a little more energy to Sundays. Cowboys have started their season. Texans are starting their season, so might as well jump on FanDuel right now. You ready to play? Download the FanDuel app right now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. And with that, we are back right here on Locked On Spurs to round out today. Well, not only this episode, but this whole week here at Locked On Spurs. Can you believe it? The regular season is right around the corner. It's ready to go. So with that, couldn't figure a better way to end this week on Locked On Spurs than with a fan comment. So Rudy, let's pick one and let's react to it. Let's see who is here. What's a good one? Who's going to get on the spotlight today? Well, I'm not going to pick that one. Sorry, Dalen Brown. We talked about the Spurs scoring, letting the opponent score a little over 100 in the preseason, so we took care of that. Okay, here's a fun one. This is from 5T Everin 0. I think I got that right. They say, they're giving out a new nickname. Let's react to a new nickname for a combo of players. They say, quote, Wemby plus Kornet equals the French Cornection. Rudy, think about that. Is that a good nickname for the Wemby Kornet combo? The French Cornection?
French Cornection. I think you can get kind of used to that. I think that's pretty good. I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm gonna go ahead and allow that one as
You're gonna allow it. All right, Rudy's gonna allow it.
Celebrity MTV Celebrity Deathmatch for what was it? Judge Mills Lane says I'll allow it. I'm gonna basically say that I'll allow it. I think we can do a little bit better, but for right now, I think we can allow that.
Yeah, I'm gonna allow it too. Hopefully, 5T gets the limelight, and hey, that was his name. He originated it, but there possibly could be another one. Many go to Twin Towers version 2.0. There's that. I really haven't put much thought into it about a nickname for the two bigs for the Spurs. And speaking of Kornet, my goodness, I was looking at his numbers earlier, and statistically, my goodness, it feels like he's been a Spur forever. He's just fitting in so well. Your thoughts?
Yeah, man. I mean, Luke Kornet is probably the perfect fit for San Antonio, the perfect guy to play next to. Yeah, right next to Wemby. I think it's going to be a match made in heaven. The thing I like about both of them is that they both have very high basketball IQs. They can both make the pass. They can kind of do a lob to each other. Both of them can hit the jumper. I mean, it's a perfect match. San Antonio. Congrats to the Spurs. They signed one of the best free agents out there that's going to benefit their team for years to come.
Yeah, exactly. I like what I'm seeing from the French Cornection. Hopefully that'll carry over into the regular season. All right, thanks for that comment. We appreciate it. Keep them coming this, as we close out the offseason. Yeah, because the regular season is about to start. But nevertheless, leave comments. Let us know what you're thinking. We definitely appreciate it here on Locked On Spurs. By the way, everybody, hint, hint, Locked On Spurs is about to get a lot bigger. Yeah, I'll tell you. We'll probably mention that in tomorrow's episode. Well, let's see. No, on Monday's episode, we'll get into more details about that. So a little hint there, everybody. But Rudy, what is the Sports Answer? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the Sports Answer, the best way to listen to it and check us out is to go to the Answer Now TV YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, check us out there on the Sports Answer. It's myself, Derek Gervin, alumni and still part of Sweep the League Network, but we're doing our own thing for 30 minutes every single Sunday. You get us for that half hour, nothing but sports talk. Jeff, you've been a part of a recent show. Yeah. You're going to be back for another show as well. Also looming around is we're going to have to go with a Casey and the Sunshine Band episode, which Casey Vieira and talks to him to be hopefully coming in the studio as well. So yeah, Answer Now TV. Hit subscribe now so you can get the Sports Answer every single Sunday. And yeah, just keep supporting us, and we appreciate everything you guys do.
That was all of San Antonio applauding you right now, San Antonio.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, that was all good. All right, follow him on X, everybody at Sweep the League. Everybody else, we thank y'all for making Locked On Spurs your first listen every single day. We'll be back next week as the regular season is here. Yeah, I believe Casey Vieira is on deck, so he'll be our next guest starting on Monday. and so much more. Continue being an everydayer. Subscribe wherever you get your favorite podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Ken5 Plus app, YouTube. Do that right now. And check out Locked On NBA. Just go to YouTube, search Locked On NBA, and then you see a little subscribe button. Click on that, and you're good to go. So for Rudy Campos, I am Jeff Garcia. We're going to put a lock on this episode of Locked On Spurs.